Hey guys, it is Saturday here on Pagan Perspective. I'm your Saturday host Brendan. This week we are talking about what makes us a insert what we are here, and whether or not we need to be working with a god, gods or goddesses, or divine beings to be a pagan or what we are. So this week, the topics come from the people who will be in the box below. I'll put it all down there. You've probably heard it multiple times this week. But let's get to really the part of the question that relates to me in my practice is what makes me a me? And really, my practice is that really a core and principle to my spiritual journey and development is the tradition of Wildwood, which was founded in Brisbane back in 2007 or 8. I think it was 2008, possibly 7, or maybe it was, yeah, a while now. And really that's working with the core 4 deities, which is the Crescent Crown Goddess, the Staghorn Wolf Cloak God, Grandmother Weaver, and the Green Man / Grandfather Time, or Grandfather of the Earth. And working with all the myriad mysteries that come within that tradition, working with the core philosophy of the Wildwood itself as this spiritual nexus connection of mythos and journeying and life and power and potency, and that there is the essence of the Wildwood in everything it touches and reaches everywhere through its practitioners and its those that have worked the magic. So every time that someone attends a Wildwood ritual, they then become part of the Wildwood in a sense. But in that tradition, I've gone through my aspirant cycle, which is really the novice core start learning sort of part, which then led me into my dedication and a dedicant cycle, which is really about me finding my relationship with the Wildwood beyond all the lessons that I learned in the aspirant cycle, but really going out there and working out what is my relationship with the deities, with the guardians, with the other pieces of magic and gnosis in that tradition. And then that led me into my priestess cycle, which was really about what is my place within community, what am I offering as a teacher, as a priestess, as a a support network, all of that sort of stuff. And then the other part of my spiritual makeup would be reclaiming, and one of the core pieces of reclaiming lore and knowledge and wisdom and really that relationship with the world would be the principles of unity, which I will put in the below section. And it was originally written back in late 60s, early 70s, and only back in 2012 was revised to be more open and better expressing the community that is now the reclaiming community, and their relationship and our relationship with deity, with spirits, with each other, with gender identity, sexuality, gender expression, personal expression, all of that sort of stuff. And it really have a look through that, and that's a very core part of really reclaiming identity in that sense. And also things that are really reclaiming for me is the core classes, so elements of magic, which is the foundational introduction to what is reclaiming ritual, what is this work that we do, but also it's the foundation. So it's always, even being within a tradition for a long time, you'll often go back to elements of magic to explore that again and reconnect to all of that practice and where you are, really ground and center and back to the center. And then you have Iron Pentacle, Pearl Pentacle, there's also Rites of Passage, and then there's one that's currently being worked on, which is a social permaculture, so building community core class, and that's being taught in a few places. And that's really interactive ways that reclaiming kind of teaches community and fosters and develops community, as well as witch camps and all other projects. So that's kind of my makeup, really, for who I am as a Wildwood reclaiming witch. Both of them really are separate paths for me, but they also fuse and join and strengthen and support each other. And often at points can challenge each other, which is fantastic as well. And then as to whether or not we need to work with a god or a deity to be a pagan, I think we went back and covered this in a question about hard and soft polytheism multiple times in here, but to be a pagan, no, you don't need to work with any god. There's people on this channel that don't work with gods at all. So yeah, no, it doesn't need to be part of your journey. If that's an identifier for your journey, then go ahead and work with gods. But if it's not something that's jiving or working with you spiritually or energetically, then it doesn't have to be a requirement of your path. After all, you're your own spiritual authority, and what you say is your spiritual journey is your journey. So if it doesn't include gods, then yeah. But I say just go out and find out, like, what are your connections, what is your relationship with nature, with, like, this cosmic energy and flow and all of that sort of stuff, and just take time. Don't rush this journey. It's not like you're going to be fully qualified 100% level 1000 witch in 3 years time sort of thing. This is kind of a lifetime commitment, and even a life, like the commitment of lifetimes. And that relates for me back to like Iron and Pearl Pentacle within the Reclaiming tradition. The Iron Pentacle is seen as the work of a lifetime, and which is very much working with self and our development. And then the Pearl Pentacle, which is the work of the Priestess and community, is seen as the work of lifetimes. So make the most of your journey, and remember that every hitch and mistake or trip on the road is a lesson learnt, and that challenges will come, and it's all about exploring and taking them and finding out what is the lesson in them. Sometimes challenges just come for the sake of a challenge, and it's being able to say no, or pushing it away, or working out is not the challenge for you. So I think that's mostly it for this week. I'm thinking I'm answered everything that was being asked of us, so yay. I hope you are all having a lovely weekend and enjoying the seasonal shifts where you are. Here it's shifting from beautiful winter into spring. Everything's in blossom and the birds are all out and it's all lovely, and I'm looking forward to the upcoming Astara, because then that means Beltane is just around the corner as well, so it'll be nice. And yeah, how's everything where you are in the world? How would you identify yourself as I am, and that makes me a sort of thing? And yeah, watch the rest of this week's videos, and I will see you all next weekend. Much love and blessings. Mwah.